Hey guys, today I'm going to show you which fuel is actually best for your car, petrol or diesel, and why. And I'm not just going to tell you what to use, I'll explain the reason behind it so we can finally clear up all the myths and misinformation most drivers believe about fuel. No matter what you drive, a luxury car, a truck, an SUV, a compact car, a hybrid, a sports car, a convertible, or a muscle car, choosing the right fuel matters more than most people think. When you arrive at a fuel station, you're faced with multiple choices: regular fuel, mid-grade, premium, and in many places, petrol and diesel side by side. So the big question is, which one should you choose? Nobody wants to put the wrong fuel in their car and risk engine damage, worse fuel economy, or waste money on fuel that doesn't actually help. In this video, I'll show you exactly which fuel your car should use and why, so you don't make the mistake that most drivers do. Now, when you walk up to a fuel pump, you'll usually see petrol and diesel options. Here's something very important. If you have a diesel car or truck, never put petrol in it. It won't run and it can seriously damage the engine. And if you have a petrol car, never put diesel in it either. Mixing these up is one of the most expensive fuel mistakes drivers make, and it's completely avoidable. So let's break it all down and make sure you're using the best fuel for your car. We're not going to focus on diesel here. What we're talking about is petrol, because this is where most drivers actually get confused and make the wrong choice. In the US, petrol usually comes in three main options: 87 octane, regular, 89 octane, mid-grade, and 91 or 93 octane, premium or high-test fuel. These octane numbers tell you only one thing: how resistant the fuel is to engine knock or detonation, especially under high pressure. Now let's clear up one of the biggest myths out there. Many people believe that a higher octane number means more energy, better fuel economy, or more power. That is completely false. All petrol octane grades, 87, 89, 91, and 93, contain the exact same amount of energy. Higher octane does not mean more power, better mileage, or improved performance in a car that doesn't need it. There are also myths claiming certain octane fuels burn hotter, colder, faster, or slower, and that's simply not true. They all burn at the same speed and the same temperature. Another common myth is that premium fuel burns cleaner or more completely. Again, that's false. Octane rating has nothing to do with cleanliness, only knock resistance. Understanding this difference is key when deciding the best fuel for your car, especially in the petrol versus diesel debate, where confusion costs drivers money. Why the right octane matters. A more complete burn has less to do with the gasoline itself and much more to do with the fuel-to-air ratio and combustion timing inside the chamber. The octane numbers you see at the pump don't indicate fuel quality or energy content. They simply represent the octane rating or the fuel's resistance to knock. Both 87 and 93 octane petrol contain the same amount of energy, so higher octane does not automatically mean more power or better fuel economy. The key difference is that 93 octane can withstand higher pressure and heat without igniting prematurely. This is critical because engine knock, also called detonation, can cause serious and long-term engine damage. In turbocharged, supercharged, or high-compression engines, cylinder pressures are much higher, making knock far more likely when lower octane fuel is used. When fuel ignites too early, before the spark plug fires, combustion becomes uncontrolled. This results in detonation, often described as a metallic pinging or rattling sound, similar to marbles shaking inside the engine. Over time, this violent combustion can damage pistons, valves, bearings, and even crack cylinder walls. Using the correct octane allows the spark plug to ignite the fuel at the precise moment intended by the engine's design. The flame then spreads smoothly across the combustion chamber, creating controlled pressure that efficiently pushes the piston downward. This controlled burn maximizes efficiency, protects engine components, and ensures reliable performance. That's why choosing the correct octane isn't about chasing power, it's about protecting your engine and letting it operate exactly as it was engineered to do. What happens when you use the wrong octane? The exhaust gases are then pushed out of the cylinder, and the whole process repeats again and again. Now let's look at what happens when you use a lower octane fuel than the manufacturer recommends. The fuel-air mixture enters the combustion chamber, and the spark plug ignites it as normal. But as the flame spreads outward, pressure inside the cylinder rises too fast. This causes pockets of fuel to ignite unevenly, creating an explosion explosion instead of a smooth burn. That metallic knocking sound is the result of this uneven explosion, and over time it can damage pistons, piston rings, valves, the head gasket, and even the engine block. This is why high compression and forced induction engines need higher octane fuel. Modern fuel-injected cars are equipped with a knock sensor, which works like a doctor's stethoscope for the engine. It listens for engine knock, and when it detects it, the computer adjusts ignition timing to reduce the problem. But the goal is to prevent knock from happening at all, not just correct it after the fact. That's why your decision at the pump is so important. Higher octane fuel is more resistant to knock, but that doesn't mean you should always choose the highest octane available. Many cars run perfectly fine on regular petrol, and using premium in those cases can waste money, just as using regular in a car that requires premium can cause damage. Fuel quality myth. Explained now. Before moving on, let's clear up another common myth that a lot of drivers believe, that fuel in America isn't as good as fuel in Europe, Australia, or other parts of the world. People usually think this because in the US you see 87, 89, and 93 octane at the pump, while in Europe you'll often see 95 or 99 octane. Since those numbers are higher, it seems like European fuel must be better, but that's actually misleading. The difference is not the fuel, it's the rating system. Europe uses RON, research octane number, while the US uses PON, pump octane number. When you compare them properly, European 95 octane is roughly the same as US 89, and European 98 or 99 is similar to US 93 premium, so the fuel itself is basically the same. Only the way octane is measured is different. That clears up the myth. Fuel quality is very similar, even if the numbers look different. Now that you understand octane and why it matters, there's one more thing to talk about: fuel additives. Every fuel brand is required by the government to include additives that help keep your engine clean, regardless of whether it's regular or premium fuel. Why fuel additives matter? Each fuel brand uses its own proprietary additive package, and they all handle it a little differently. Some brands add the same amount of additive across all their fuel grades, while others increase the additive level in premium fuels. For example, some premium fuels contain significantly more additive than the minimum required by law. So what do these additives actually do? They help clean carbon deposits, often called gunk or sludge. Without proper additives, an engine can slowly become less efficient over time. Carbon can build up on fuel injectors, pistons, piston rings, and valves, which can negatively affect performance and efficiency. Rather than just talking about it, let's look at real examples to make this clear. First, consider engine valves from a port-injected four-cylinder engine. A completely clean valve gives you a reference point of how things should look. Next to it is a valve with a normal amount of carbon buildup, which is exactly what you'd expect to see in a typical daily driven vehicle. There are small carbon deposits where the valve seats against the head, some on the valve stem, and a bit underneath the valve as well. Nothing excessive, just a realistic example of normal engine use. How carbon buildup hurts performance. Here's another example of a valve with noticeable carbon deposits. This level of buildup isn't even that severe, and in direct injection engines, carbon buildup on the top of the valve can be much worse. The real problem with this gunk and sludge is that it reduces your engine's efficiency over time, even if you don't notice any immediate symptoms while driving. When carbon builds up, fuel doesn't atomize with the air as well, and airflow over the valve becomes less smooth as it enters the combustion chamber. The valve may also fail to seat and seal properly against the head, allowing small losses in compression. All of this leads to lower fuel economy and reduced power, which is why keeping your engine clean is so important for both performance and long-term reliability. As deposits increase, the engine has to work harder just to produce the same output. Now that you've seen the difference between clean and dirty valves, let's look at fuel injectors. Using a fuel injector tester, you can clearly see how cleanliness affects performance. Clean injectors produce a strong, even spray pattern, creating a fine mist of fuel that mixes evenly with air. Dirty injectors, on the other hand, have a weaker and uneven spray, sometimes more like a stream than a mist. That poor atomization leads to uneven combustion, wasted fuel, rough running, and a noticeable drop in both power and efficiency across the engine. How additives protect your engine. When fuel doesn't burn evenly, it leads to poor fuel economy and a noticeable loss of power because one or more cylinders aren't operating as efficiently as they should. If you start noticing slight misfires, reduced mileage, rough acceleration, or weaker overall performance, there's a good chance that one or more fuel injectors are partially clogged. This is where using a high-quality fuel with effective cleaning additives can really make a difference. These additives help break down carbon deposits inside the injector, allowing it to spray fuel properly again. Once the correct spray pattern is restored, the fuel can mix evenly with air, burn more completely, and deliver smoother, more consistent power. When you actually see how fuel injectors spray, spray, the difference between a fine mist and a weak stream, it becomes very clear why injector cleanliness matters so much. Proper atomization improves combustion, protects engine components, and helps your car run closer to the way it was originally designed to run. Now let's look at the top of the piston. Since pistons are difficult to remove, a borescope camera can be inserted through the spark plug hole to see inside the engine. On the piston surface, you'll notice dark spots. These are carbon deposits. A small amount of carbon buildup is completely normal, but if it builds up too much, it can increase engine compression or create hot spots. Both of these conditions can lead to detonation or engine knock. This shows how fuel additives help keep the engine clean, from valves to injectors to piston heads. Some premium fuels also go a step further. Certain advanced additives don't just clean, they help reduce wear inside the engine. While engine oil is still the main protection for moving parts, these additives can coat the cylinder walls and help protect the upper piston rings from friction and wear. Inside an engine, where parts are moving fast under extreme conditions, that extra protection can make a real difference in long-term engine life. What fuel should you actually use? There's one more benefit worth mentioning. If your car isn't driven very often, maybe it's only used on track days, stored for long periods, or parked over the winter, it's especially important to protect the fuel system from corrosion. When fuel sits for a long time, moisture can build up and begin to affect metal components inside the system. High-quality fuel additives help protect these metal surfaces, reducing the risk of corrosion and keeping parts like injectors, valves, and fuel lines in good condition. This protection becomes even more important for vehicles that spend months sitting without being started, where internal components aren't constantly lubricated or cleaned by fresh fuel flow. Now that you understand octane ratings and fuel additives, the big question is, what does all of this actually mean for your car in the real world? The answer is surprisingly simple. No matter what vehicle you drive, the safest and smartest choice is to use the fuel recommended by the manufacturer. Automakers design the engine, the compression ratio, the fuel system, and the engine tuning around a specific type of fuel. That recommendation isn't random. It's based on testing, durability, performance, and long-term reliability. If the manufacturer says to use premium, then premium is what the engine needs to operate correctly and safely. If they say regular, then regular fuel is perfectly fine and won't harm the engine in any way. Following these guidelines helps prevent knock, maintains efficiency, protects engine components, and ensures your car performs the way it was designed to for years to come. There are a few easy ways to find out what fuel your car requires. The first and simplest method is to check behind the fuel door when you're filling up. Most cars have a sticker there that clearly states the required octane. For example, use 91 octane or higher. How to find the right fuel for your car? If there's no sticker behind the fuel door, the next place to check is the fuel filler cap. Sometimes the required octane is written there. However, not every car includes this information on the fuel door or the cap. In some vehicles, you won't find anything written in either place. So how do you know what fuel to use? The simplest answer is the owner's manual. Flip to the fuel section, usually near the back, and you'll find clear guidance on which octane to use. It will often say something like use 87 octane or use regular fuel, and it may also include helpful details about driving at high elevations, fuel quality, or what to do if you hear light or heavy knocking. It's definitely worth reading. If you don't have the owner's manual, there's one more important place to check: the dashboard. Get inside the car and look closely near the fuel gauge or driver information display. Some vehicles clearly show messages like premium required. This wording is extremely important and should never be ignored. When a car states that premium fuel is required, it means the engine is designed to operate at higher compression or under conditions where lower octane fuel can cause detonation. Using regular fuel in this situation can lead to engine knock, reduced performance, long-term damage, and in severe cases, expensive repairs. On the other hand, some vehicles display premium recommended. This wording has a very different meaning. It indicates that the engine is optimized to perform best on premium fuel, but it is still engineered to safely run on regular fuel if needed. In these cases, the vehicle's knock sensor and engine computer will automatically adjust ignition timing to prevent detonation when lower octane fuel is used. You may notice a slight reduction in power or a small drop in fuel economy, but for most drivers, this difference is minimal and often goes unnoticed during everyday driving. Understanding the difference between required and recommended can save you money and protect your engine. Paying attention to this small detail helps you make smarter decisions at the pump, avoid unnecessary fuel costs, and ensure your car runs safely and efficiently under all driving conditions. When premium makes sense, even if it's not required again, notice the wording here. It says premium recommended, not required. Recommended simply means the engine will perform a little better on premium, but you're not forced to use it in normal conditions. However, there are a few situations where a car that normally runs on regular fuel may need premium. For example, my truck has around 150 50,000 miles on it. One day while driving on the highway and giving it some throttle, I suddenly started hearing detonation. I pulled over right away and filled up with premium fuel, and the knocking immediately disappeared. What most likely happened was carbon buildup inside the engine, which either increased the compression ratio or created hot spots in the cylinder. Either way, detonation started occurring, and switching to premium solved the problem. In situations like this, you definitely don't want to risk engine damage. Running premium is the smart choice. Some premium fuels also claim added benefits. For example, running certain premium fuels for about 2,500 continuous miles can clean a large percentage of carbon deposits from fuel injectors and in port-injected engines, even from the valves. That means you're not only stopping detonation, but also cleaning the engine at the same time. After that, regular fuel can often be used again without issues. Another situation is modifications or tuning. A car that normally runs on regular fuel may suddenly require premium if you start modifying it. For instance, a stock car can safely run regular all day, but once you add things like a supercharger or get a custom tune, fuel requirements change. In that case, you must listen to your tuner. If they say to run 93 octane, you need to run 93. Otherwise, detonation can occur and serious engine damage can follow. This is why understanding octane and fuel requirements is so important, and why using the right fuel for your specific situation matters more than most drivers realize. Final fuel scenarios you should know. So when a car is stock, it can often run regular fuel just fine. But once a car is tuned or modified, you need to listen to your tuner. If your tuner tells you to run a specific octane, follow that advice, because ignoring it can lead to detonation and engine damage. Now let's talk about another situation. What if your car requires premium, but you accidentally fill it with regular? Maybe you press the wrong button, or maybe you're in the middle of nowhere and the gas station doesn't have premium, but you still need fuel to keep going. Don't panic. There is a solution. After filling up, you can buy an octane booster, which is available at most auto parts stores, some supermarkets, and sometimes even gas stations. You simply pour it into the fuel tank, and it raises the octane level of the fuel so your engine stays protected. If you have to drive before adding it, take it easy. Avoid heavy throttle, drive gently, and let the knock sensors adjust the timing to prevent damage. One more important thing to mention is E85 fuel. If you see E85 at the pump, it does not mean 85 octane. It means 85% ethanol. You should only use E85 if your vehicle is specifically designed as a flex fuel vehicle. Always check your owner's manual to confirm this. Using E85 in a non-flex fuel car can seriously damage the engine. This is a common mistake, so it's important to understand that E85 refers to ethanol content, not octane rating. If you ever have questions about fuel choices or anything related to your car, it's always a good idea to ask or do a quick check. But to summarize everything simply, use the fuel your manufacturer recommends. If they say regular, use regular. If they say mid-grade, use mid-grade. If premium is required, always use premium. And if premium is recommended, you have a choice. But in many cases, premium will allow the engine to run a bit smoother and perform better. You'll get slightly more power and slightly better fuel economy, and you won't have to worry about detonation at all. But at the end of the day, it really is that simple. Just use the fuel your manufacturer recommends. So there you go. Now you know what fuel to use in your car and why. We cleared up some common myths and went over the real facts, so you have a clear understanding of how fuel choice actually affects your engine. Hopefully, this explanation was helpful. If it was, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing.